First and foremost, as always, I love to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shad. And peace and blessings to all the brothers and sisters out there that's watching, listening, learning. I'm back out here once again to prophesy the downfall of America, to preach the gospel, the word of the Most High to you so-called black and brown people, or you so-called black Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians. According to archaeology, history, and prophecy, we have to be the true descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which are the Israelites, right? According to the Bible. So that's what I'm out here to do, as well as other brothers that come out here to the street corners to do, to teach our people that we are the true Israelites, right? That we're not black, right? We're not the color of the damn street, right? We're not brown. Our true ethnicity is being a descendant of Jacob, right, which would be an Israelite, right? But as you can see on the title of the screen, the Book of Obadiah, which goes into the punishment of Esau, Edom, which biblically, the Edomites will be the so-called Caucasian people today, right? The so-called white man, which you have so-called scholars of Christianity. They say that the Edomites don't exist anymore. They got destroyed during the Maccabean period, which man, you Christians, that shows you that you Christians don't understand the Bible at all whatsoever, right? That you're not scholars, right? Because number one, you had after the Maccabean period, which the Maccabean period was the same time of the Greeks, right? And after the Greeks, you had the Romans that came into power, and you had the Herodian dynasty that ruled the Roman Empire, right? And the father of Herod the Great was Antipater the Idumean, which Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom, and that was after the Greeks. So if Antipater the Idumean came after the Greeks, how is it that the Edomites got done away with during the Maccabean period, if the Roman Empire was after the Maccabean period? And you had King Herod, whose father was Antipater the Idumean, existed after that period. See, that shows you that these Christians don't understand. They don't understand the Bible, right? And they need to sit back, relax, and leave the teaching to us, because they don't know what's going on. And then also, on top of that, which I'm going to go into, the Book of Obadiah, the 18th verse talks about the house of Jacob and the northern kingdom coming together to exterminate the Edomites, who was around during the Maccabean period? Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Why is that? Because the northern kingdom, right, Ephraim, all the way down to Issachar, they were away from that part of the world. They're over here, the fourth part of the earth is dealing with America. See, so Esau is not done away with. Now they say Esau is done away with just essentially so that they can hide, right? So that they can hide from the destruction that's going to come to them. But ain't no hiding. Ain't no hiding. And shalom to La Familia on the comment board. Athena Padro, Hawashaya, Yesenia, Sister Shariah, and Brother Karatazah. Shalom. Yeah, so this is Obadiah verse 1, which is only one chapter in Obadiah. So Obadiah verse 1, it says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yahweh power, concerning Edom, which again, Edom is the so-called white man, all right, which really they're red. Right, when you read Genesis, on the 25th chapter, it says Esau came out red all over, like an hairy garment. Right, which that hairy garment goes back because you have different colors. You have different colors of red, right? You have different shades. You have different shades of red. So it likened Esau red all over, like an hairy garment. And the first time you will see an hairy garment in the Bible is the covering of the tabernacle, right? Which was dyed red, and it came from and that dye came from a worm, from worms that existed over there in the east. And when you take a look at that color, I believe this is in the book of Exodus, and when you take a look at that color of red, or that shade of red, it is the same shade of red that these so-called white people look like. Let me see if I can grab it. I think it's like Exodus 26. That's the first. Yep, the tabernacle. That's the first instance where you see a hairy garment in the Bible. This is the book of Exodus chapter 26 and verse 14. It says, "And thou shalt make a covering for the tent of ram skins dyed red, and a covering above a badger skin." Now, when you look this up, when you look up the covering of the tent on Google, you will see how red it is, and it looks just like an Edomite. You know that shade. So that's the hairy garment in context. So that's the red that it's talking about in context, right? It's not talking about what do Esau say? That other word, ruddy. It's not talking about no ruddy, right? Now, when you read about King David being ruddy, I believe that's First Samuel. I believe that's First Samuel, chapter 16. All that means is David looking handsome. David, he was looking handsome. He was glowing. That's not talking about him looking like a so-called white person, because that's what they will because that's what they will run to. Oh, see, David, he was ruddy, so he was white. Nope. He was the same color as Esau. Nope. Let's go ahead and grab that. I'm gonna grab it in the GNT. First Samuel chapter 16, and see here. First Samuel 16, and I'm gonna start at verse. Here we go. I'm gonna start at verse 11. It says, then he asked him, "Do you have any more sons?" Now this is Samuel talking to Jesse, right? Because this is when Samuel was about to anoint a new king over Israel. It says, Jesse answered, "There is still the youngest, but he is out taking care of the sheep." "Tell him to come here," Samuel said. "We won't offer the sacrifice until he comes." So Jesse sent for him. He was a handsome, healthy young man, and his eyes sparkled. See that? So that's what it's talking about when it reads ruddy, because ruddy in the King James, it says that he was ruddy. But all it's talking about is how handsome David looked and how healthy he looked. It's not talking about him looking like an Edomite. See that? So when they try to pull that on you, which this one dude, I was teaching at the mall one time, and he had told me to go to Songs of Solomon, where it likened Solomon unto being white, but all that means was Solomon looked pure. That's all it meant, right? Because you have to understand at which time frame the Bible was being translated in, which was when the 1600s. Well, the King James Bible, right? The King James Bible was being translated then in the 1600s. So you have to understand the Old English, the meaning of words in the Old English, right? That's why we look up the etymology of words, which etymology or etymon means the root of a word, the origin of a word, right? For example, like gay, right? You actually have the word gay in the Bible, in the book of James, in the Greek. Now we associate gay people or gay with people who find the same sex attractive. Hey, but really, actually goes back to happy. Nice. Hey, the word nice actually means stupid when you look up the origin of the word. So you have to know the origins of words, especially when you're reading the Bible. right? Because you will see the word white in the Bible, and you automatically say, "Oh, see, he was a white man. He was a white man." Which really in the 1600s, white just simply meant pure, right, clean. But you see how the so-called white man he plays a trick on you by switching up the meaning of words. You know? Yep, Genesis 25 and 25. The brother was just out there holding it down. My Yaka Allah Shalom, bro. It says, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and he called his name Esau, right? And his name was Esau. Esau goes back to Ishar, which means wasted away. Why is that? Because you can see, or his name has a double meaning to it, right? It's a nomen, is an omen nomen, which goes back to the Latin, which means the prediction of names. So his name means wasted. His name means wasted away is he, Esau, which he's going to be wasted away. Babylon is going to be wasted away, and he's going to be wasted away after 1,000 years in the kingdom, and also because the blood shows forth through his skin, because he has no melanin, which that got taken away from him during the time of Cain and Abel. Because in the reincarnation, Esau is also Cain. Right? If you can receive that, he's also Cain coming back. So going back to Obadiah, verse 1, it says, "Thus saith the vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yahweh power concerning Edom," which Edom means red. "We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her and battle." And that's what all these nations are doing. All these nations are rising up against the American Edomite in battle. Why is that? Because the Heavenly Father is putting the spirit on these different nations to do so. Like it says in Proverbs 21 and 1, it says the king's heart is in the hand of the Most High. Go ahead and grab that. Proverbs chapter 21 and 1. It says the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. And the Heavenly Father is having these different rulers of the earth having their focus on America, on Babylon. Why is that? Because number one, because of the oppression of the Heavenly Father's chosen people, all right, the so-called black and brown people, right? That's the main reason why. Pursuant to Baruch, the 4th chapter, and then you have other reasons. You know, America bullying the whole entire earth. Westernization, people are getting sick and tired of it. On democracy, people is getting sick and tired of it, and they want to eliminate Western culture, and because everybody knows that outside of the West. All right, let me not say that, because these individuals think the way of America, who live here in America, they think that it's great, but people outside of this country, they know that the ways of America is death. They know it. So that's why they want to eliminate Esau. Which you have to. All right, what shows you that we're just not out here spewing madness, right? Because, you know, people hear us and say that, oh, we're preaching hate, or we just hate white people, etc. Hey, but you have even other nations that's saying the same thing, that we need to get rid of the so-called white man. Everybody's saying it. Everybody is agreeing with what the Bible is saying. So, you know, of course, you know, it started with us, from the Israelites. Hey, but now you even have other nations that's calling for the extermination of the Western Edomite. So that shows you that we're just not pulling this out of our ass. And that this is what the Most High wants. This is what God wants. God wants the extermination of white people. What's up, brother? It ain't just us. So verse 2, it says, "Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. And when you read it in the GNT, it says that, and the Heavenly Father has made Esau weak. Let me go ahead and grab it. Obadiah verse 2 in the GNT, it says, Yahweh says to Edom, I will make you weak. Everyone will despise you, and everybody does despise the so-called white men now, outside of America. Right? No matter of fact, I was just thinking this to myself yesterday, or it was either yesterday or it was like this morning. You see that the facade, for the most part, right? For the most part. Now you still have people that, you know, faint over Esau, Edom, but for the most part, the facade of having a Karen, a Becky, or damn Tom, that's fading out. That's fading out now. Right now, you have people, especially Jake, our people, they're into Elamite women now, Ishmaelite women now, and the Moabite woman now. Right? People aren't fantasizing about having you so-called white people no more. Why is that? Because that Eurocentric way of thinking is fading out. It's fading out. Now it seems like all of the melanated people are now it's like they want to just be with each other now. I'm the West African woman, Jake want now. People from North Africa. You get them, and you winning. South American woman. Central American woman, which those are just Hispanics. Caribbean island woman. Now, if you get one of them, you winning. But back in the day, if you got a little Becky or Karen, oh yeah, bro, hey, you winning now. You winning. That's out now. That's out. Why is that? Because the Most High, He's making the light of this wicked ass ruler to dwindle more and more. You go ahead and grab Book of Job. Yeah, because I had seen this one Hispanic guy. He had posted on IG. So yeah, man, I like brown girls now. Which brown people are used for, like East Indians, Arabs, but really the true brown people are Hispanics. But that's what people are gravitating towards now, because the Most High, He's causing the light of the wicked to cease. Which light in the Bible means wisdom, influence, you know, different things of that nature. This is Job 18 and verse 5. It says, yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. That's right. So that's talking about Esau having the influence over the earth. Right? Because light in the Bible is symbolic of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the so-called white man is being taken away. And it's getting taken away by the Most High. So that Eurocentric way of thinking that everybody once had is now fading out. Now, like I said, for the most part, you still have some simpletons, right, that trust in this devil, and you know that's their fault. That's because their eyes is clearly not open to see how this devil is losing his power. Hey, but this devil is losing his power all across the board. Right, from his military might, right, his men, right, man, Esau's men are finished. Right, they're trannies. All right, they're fat as hell, low lives. They can't even fight. They can't even fight in the war. Majority of who you see in the military is fit Jakes. Big husky ass Jakes. You take a look at Esau Edom, man, he's through, he's done. Why is that? Because that's the Most High. That's the Most High, man. So yeah, I'm gonna read that again. Job 18 and 5. It says, yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. See that his candle shall be put out with him, which his candle will be put out with him, right? And when the Heavenly Father bring forth this thermonuclear destruction, let's grab Revelation 18. When the Heavenly Father nukes this place, which the nukes are coming. We don't know when, but it's coming, right? We just had that Neuralink trial on the first human, which shows you that World War III is right there. This is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 23. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all ending. Now this is talking about the destruction of America. Well, Revelation 18 is going into the aftermath of the destruction of America, right? Because in the 17th chapter, in the 16th verse, America got destroyed. You know, by Russia, by these different nations, who is being led by Russia and China, and then also America's allies. It says, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all ending, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all ending. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. But the point was, it says, and the light of the candle shall shine no more at all ending. Why is that? Because after America gets destroyed, we're going to be raised up to the top. And now we're going to be on the new light of the world, right? Now our wisdom, our knowledge and understanding, which is the law, statutes, and commandments, right? The wise sayings of the Bible, that's going to take over the earth. And the earth is going to be restored back to its Idan state, which Idan is the Hebrew word for Eden, which means paradise, joyfulness, delightful, right? Nothing but, over here is nothing but mayhem and chaos and destruction. So going back to Obadiah, verse 2, and the GNT says, Yahweh says to Edom, I will make you weak. Everyone will despise you. That's right. Everyone will despise Esau. Everybody hates the American Edomite. But even America's own allies hate him. Right? You have. I believe it was Moab. Yeah, I believe it was Moab. Last summer, you had this Edomite and China, and this Moabite was cursing his ass out. He called him a pig. He told him to go back. He told him to go back to his own country. See, so these different nations are sick and tired of Esau coming into their country. Matter of fact, you have this thing called the passport bros, right, which is really predominantly loser ass Edomites, right? That goes to, I mean, you do have some Israelites up in there, right? That's doing this passport bro thing, hey, but it predominantly is Esau, right? Loser, fat, out of shape Edomites, right? They're going to South America predominantly, right? They also go to what's that place called? Thailand. They also go to Thailand, and they essentially go there to find a wife, get a wife. Hey, but guess what? You have a lot of them getting set up and killed down there, because you have the men of those countries. They're seeing that they're just coming there just to freak off on all the women, and they're getting tired of that. So they're putting them Edomites down there to death for doing that. And what shows you that Esau is a complete loser, bro. Esau is a loser. Esau can't get women in his own country. He can't even get women in his own country. And you're Edomite. Shows you that Esau is just a natural born loser, right? He has to take shortcuts to try to get what he needs, or to get what he wants, right? Because all you're doing is going down there and taking advantage of those women, right? Because they don't have first world privileges, and you do. And those women only like you because you come from America. Which again, that just shows that Esau, he's just a loser, man. Esau is just one big loser. But verse 3, Obadiah verse 3, it says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And that's how Esau think. Esau don't think that he's gonna be taken down because of his pride, like it said in the book of Obadiah. Which, let's go to Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah 50. Because the same exact thing that is saying in Obadiah concerning Edom, it says the same thing about Babylon. Which shows you what? That Babylon has to be ruled by the Edomites. That's what that shows you. Either Jeremiah 50 or 51. Right? Modern day Babylon is associated with Esau. Esau is associated with modern day Babylon. And that again shows you that Esau has to still be in existence. Right? Because when you read Obadiah, when you read Jeremiah 49, and then you read Isaiah 13, Revelation 18, Jeremiah 50, 51, you will see that it's going to say the same exact things concerning Edom and also concerning Babylon. Which shows you that Edom and Babylon is one and the same. So this is, yep, so, and for context, let me see which one. For context, I'm going to start at verse 1. Yep, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and verse 1. It says, the word that Yahweh spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. See that? So this is concerning Babylon, right? So now going to verse, jumping to verse 31. Jeremiah 50 and verse 31. It says, behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, save Yahweh of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. See that? And what did it say? And what did it say in Obadiah? Let's go ahead and go back to that. This Obadiah verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? See? So Babylon is known as the most proud, and Esau is also known as the most proud. Right, the most proud. Right, because we do have other nations that are prideful, but Esau is exclusively known as the most proud. And it also tells you that in Daniel 7, right? On the little horn who took down the three other horns, whose look was more stout than his fellows. And when you go into the word for stout, stout means boastful, prideful. And that's the that's what you associate America with, right? Home of the brave, right? And the proud. That's literally what America stands for. Braveness, pridefulness. So now going back to Jeremiah 50 and verse 32, it says, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. Now let me go to Jeremiah 49. This is the book of Jeremiah. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49. And I'm going to start at verse 17. It says, also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. And where do you read this at? You read this in the book of Isaiah 13, and you also read that in Revelation 18. Are people hissing at the plagues of Babylon? But right here in Jeremiah 49, it says Edom though, showing you again that Babylon and the Edomites they're one in the same. They're interchangeable when you read in biblical prophecy. So can't no Christian say that the Edomites don't exist. That doesn't make any sense because these prophecies concerning Edom has yet to come to pass. You cannot go anywhere in history and show that. You can't. So I keep going. Verse 18. It says, as an overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahweh, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man. It says, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. Now this is concerning Edom. This is Jeremiah 49. This is Jeremiah 49, and this is talking about Edom. Now let me go back to Jeremiah. Let me go back to Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 40. Now this is concerning Babylon now in Jeremiah 50. It says, as the heavenly Father overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahweh, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. So what? So if this is talking about modern day Babylon, right? Jeremiah 50, or different verses in Jeremiah 50, right? If it's talking about modern day Babylon, and the same judgments that's prophesied for modern day Babylon, it's the same thing concerning Edom in Jeremiah 49. How is it that Esau don't exist anymore? Like, that doesn't make any sense. See? It shows you that Esau still has to be around. Hey, Shalom, brothers. Yasalaya, Yakamoya, Yabashon Shabbat. You see that? And what shows you that you gotta be in tune with the Bible. All right, so these Christians won't stump you. You know? Oh shit, damn. I guess the Edomites don't exist anymore. Nah, they do. You just gotta match. You gotta match these prophecies up. All right, you have to link up these prophecies. So back to Obadiah, verse 4. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and we see how America uses the eagle, right, as their symbol, right? The bald eagle, right? You have the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Matter of fact, speaking about Philly, which it was the eagle. Even Spain utilizes of the eagle, and the Spanish, Spain, those are Edomites, right? You go back to the ancient Roman Empire, they used the bald eagle. But what I was gonna say, in Philly, when you go in Philly, and you go inside the Macy's, right on 13th and Market, where we used to teach at, right on 13th and Market. At that Macy's used to get robbed all the time, man. We used to be out there teaching, and you would see niggas just running out the store. Niggas just running out the store with Polo, Tommy Hilfiger. That shit used to be crazy. But when you walk inside the mall, we see a big, gigantic eagle, like right in the center of the mall. Right in the center of the mall. Which, when you take a look at downtown Philly, especially right there on Market Street, that literally looks like ancient Rome, City Hall. Also, when you go inside of the Macy's store, it literally looked like ancient Rome. And then they got the eagle right there. It shows you that America, right, this system that we're in, this is Rome 2.0 as well. Now, I'm not too sure if the Greeks used eagle as well, but I wouldn't be surprised, right? But yeah, so America uses the eagle. And then also, eagle is known as a stalker, right? An eagle stalks his prey, right, from high up in the sky, and comes down and devour its prey. And that's the same thing that Esau did to us. Right, matter of fact, let me grab Lamentations. Tells you that in Lamentations. See, Lamentations chapter 4. Lamentations chapter 4 and verse, yep. Hey, look at this. Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 18. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled. Our end is come. Verse 19. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness. Verse 20. The breath of our nostrils, the anointed of Yahweh, was taken in their pits, of whom we said, under his shadow we shall live among the heathen. And then verse 21, it goes into rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Again, likening Esau, Edom, unto that eagle. See? And then it says, that the eagle hunted of their steps, and that's what Esau does, hunt us, literally too. You know, especially back in slavery, back in chattel slavery days, because we're still in slavery, but we're just not in chattel slavery days, right? When the Jake would escape the plantation, or what would Esau do? Esau and the police, because that's what they were, slave catchers, or the police or the slave catchers, they're the same thing. Police are just the modern day slave catchers, right? Because when you take a look at the slave catchers, they had that same badge that police officers wear today. And who do the police mainly hunt and arrest and throw into prisons? Israelites, so-called black and Latinos and Native Americans. See, so there's nothing new under the sun. So when an Israelite would escape the plantation, you would have the band of slave catchers. They would literally go hunt and go find them and bring them back. Either, punish them by whipping him in front of everybody, or just killing them, hanging them, right? You also had that. You also had that on the coast, on the coast of West Africa, right? Because there were many different ways on how the slave trade happened, right? Now we're used to hearing the rhetoric that the Hamites just sold Israelites, which to an extent that's true, but you also had Israelites selling other Israelites too, right? You had Israelites selling other Israelites. That's a fact. Like the Ashantis, which the Ashantis of the tribe of Levi, they're known for selling slaves. And them Israelites, Ashantis, they even came out and apologized. And it was like, yeah, man, we apologize for selling our brothers to slavery, etc. That's what Israel was doing in the Bible. Right? You read that in Chronicles, you read that in Amos. Because you have to remember, in West Africa, after 70 AD, after being in West Africa for thousands of years, a little bit over 1,000 years, we weren't looking at each other as the same people. Oh yeah, these the Benjamites right here, these Levites right here. Nah, maybe like for the first couple hundreds of years, we were still looking at each other as the same people. But over time, you already know Israel, they get influenced by the other nations, and they break off, and then they make their own tribes, their own nations. They form their own languages. They're not looking at each other as the same people anymore. See? So when it came down to having tribal wars against each other, whoever lost, right? Whoever lost was sold into slavery. They were taken as a war captive. Right? Like you got the Ashantis versus the Bonos, right? Which those are Israelites. They were fighting over that. They were fighting over that. What's it called? The golden seat. I want to say it's called, which shows you that them Israelites, the golden seed, you know, that goes back to the scriptures. You know, they were fighting over that. You know, that's like the most prized possession in West Africa. Right, that's how the Ashantis came into, you know, dominance or prominence over there. Right, that's why when you think of Ghana, you just automatically think of Ashanti because, you know, they're the most prominent tribe over there. Right, which some of them also could be Judites too. You know, but I forgot how I even got on that topic. But going back to Obadiah in verse 4, it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, save Yahweh. And the Heavenly Father is bringing Esau down. Financially, morally, systematically, this place is going down. Military-wise, right? Which again, when you go ahead and take a look at the military is full of out of shape trannies, out of shape liberal vegan trannies, and it's so bad. I remember the brother Shumgar brought it out that the military actually lowered the standard. The military actually lowered the standard of what people have to do to make it in there. That's how that's how out of shape these people are here. It's so bad. It's so bad just to have members in the military. They had to lower the standards. Now, which I don't know what all the standards are, right? But you know, I assume to enter into the military, or you have to pass some form of physical test, right? Which I don't know, you running a mile under, you know, a certain time limit, or you can do, you know, X, you know, you can do X amount of push-ups or pull-ups, whatever. I'm not too sure. I'm not too deep into what they got to do, but I know it's something like that though. You think the average American can do that? Hell no. Average American can't do it. The average American can't even walk up a flight of steps without huffing and puffing. Oh my goodness. The average American can't even walk down a flight of steps, right? All right, people, they park as close to the destination as possible. All right, people drive everywhere. All right, people barely walk. So this place is done. Meanwhile, you have some two-year-old child in Russia fighting a damn lion in the snow. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but hey, they're like that over there. Over there in Russia, over there in China, they're like that. So ultimately, it's the Most High that's putting that weak spirit upon Babylon. Right? This place isn't this mighty place of war anymore. And these different war veterans, they even know that. These different war veterans. Matter of fact, in Jeremiah, it talks about this place becoming like woman. I believe it was like Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51. Right? The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have became like women. And that's a shame. Now, let's go back to Job 18. Job chapter 18. Job chapter 18 and verse 7. It says, the steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. See, that's what it says. The steps of his strength shall be straightened. Which straightened means what? To be in difficulties, to be in hardships. So Esau's strength is just cast it down. Cast it down by who? Heavenly Father. Hey, look, all so-called great things come down, man. Jumping down to verse 14, it says his confidence. Matter of fact, verse 12. Matter of fact, I gotta read this. I gotta read this in a NLT. It's different. It's different in the NLT. This is Job. This is Job chapter 18. I'm gonna start verse 11 in NLT. It says, terror surround the wicked, and trouble them at every step. Hunger depletes their strength, and calamity waits for them to stumble. Diseases eat their skin. Death devour their limbs. But you see, verse 12, the point. Verse 12 is the point. It says hunger depletes their strength. Man, the strength of Esau Edom is depleted. It is done. There is no strength here. No strength. Everybody here is weak, right? When it comes down to the food that's weakening of these people, right? The air, all right, the air that you're breathing in, breaking you down. But that's why everybody is getting sick. Everybody's getting sick. And why is everybody getting sick? Because of the food and because of the air. And then on top of that, the food and the air, these people have a very unhealthy way of living. And that's also amplifying everything. So all across the board, the American people are done. So going back to Obadiah, verse 4 again, it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, save Yahweh. And the Heavenly Father says, I'm going to bring you down. I'm going to bring you down to the ground. I'm going to bring you down to a lower state. And that's what Isaiah 47 goes into. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, which the dust is symbolic of a low estate, which America has gotten overtaken by Russia and China as the superpower of the earth. Right? You have the ruble on the yuan. You have those different currencies that these other nations are interested in trading with. Not the dollar anymore. And that's what's really bringing this place down, right? The dollar. That's the last thing that Esau had, the dollar. And the dollar has zero strength. The strength that the dollar has is zero. And shit, dog shit, man. Even the pound, not the pound, the what's that called? What the Europeans use. What is that called, man? I forgot. Their currency. I forgot. Man, I forgot the name. I forgot the name of their currency. It escaped me right now. But even their shit is collapsed, done, finished. So all across the board, Esau is done. So verse 5 it says, if these came to thee and robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the great gatherers came to thee, would they have not leaved some grapes? And this is talking about how insatiable Esau is, right? Because the Most High is saying that even thieves, they would even leave something when they go rob a house, right? When a thief go and rob a house, they don't literally take the whole entire house, right? They leave a little something, right? They leave you with, pots and pans, leave your dog and cat or whatever. But Esau, he would take everything. Everything that he can put his hand on, he got it. He's going to take it. Esau would even take the roach on the wall. Yeah, matter of fact, we could take the roach too. Yeah. Ain't gonna do that nigga with nothing. That's how insatiable he is. That tells you that in Habakkuk in the 2nd chapter. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. It says, yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. You see that? So it called Esau. It says that Esau is never satisfied. He's insatiable. That's why it said that in Obadiah. So let's get it in the GNT. I'm going to be switching forth between King James, NLT, and GNT. So Obadiah verse 4 in the GNT says, even though you make your home as high as an eagle's nest, so that it seems to be among the stars, yet I will pull you down. When thieves come at night, they only take what they want. When people gather grapes, they always leave a few, which that's a law too in the Bible, right? When you read our law, when you go to glean of the grapes and some falls on the ground, you're supposed to leave that. You're supposed to leave that for the poor, the poor, the widows, the orphans, so that they can eat. Right, but if you leave it up to a greedy nigga like Esau, right? Nah. I need that too. I need everything. But it says, when thieves come at night, they take only what they want. When people gather grapes, they always leave a few. Right? It says, but your enemies have wiped you out completely, and the enemies of Esau is going to wipe them out completely. Huh? Yeah, reading Bible. What'd you say? What church? Oh, this church right here. It's the church right here. Yeah. I don't go to a physical building. It's the church right here. Where you from? Where you from? Where at though? Nigeria. What are you? Igbo? Yoruba? Okay. All right. Cool. Ghana. From Ghana. Yeah. All right, sister. All right, verse 6. Obadiah verse 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden places, or how are his hidden things sought up? Verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So this is talking about the men or these different nations that were in alliance with Esau. They're going to turn on Esau, Edom. All right? People or nations that Esau have given aid to, because when it says that they that eat thy bread is talking about these it's talking about foreign aid that America has given to these other nations that's going to turn on them. Let's go ahead and grab it. And you precept that with Revelation 17, which I'm going to get that, where it talks about the 10 horns upon the beast hating the whore. But a prime example of that was South Africa, which South Africa used to receive foreign aid from America. Hey, but now they're saying that you can take your foreign aid and shove it. And now, as we see South Africa, they're with BRIC, Uganda also said that same thing. Because remember, on this previous summertime, Uganda, they were saying essentially they're citizens. If they try to identify as LGBTQ, they will either get put in prison or they'll get put to death, something like that. And then you had this one Edomite guy who represents America. he was saying, yeah, you know, it's unfortunate that they did that, and if they do that, we're gonna have to cut off foreign aid, which they don't care. They don't care at all. Why is that? Because they have Russia. They have Russia backing them up. Because Russia, essentially, Russia being a big brother to these other nations, they're letting them run, although they're coming up under the umbrella of the BRICS, right? They're not going to spread their ideologies on these other nations. Russia's like, look, you can run your, country how you want, and we're still going to support you. And that's why these other nations are getting down with them. So Uganda essentially came out and said, look, man, hey, look, you can go ahead and take your aid and shove it. We don't care, because we have Russia backing us up. Which I believe a couple months later, or maybe like a month later, right, you have Russia say, hey, look, we're going to supply, we're going to go ahead and supply grain to all the nations that are down with us, all of the African nations that are down with us. Because remember, you had the whole big thing, with the French and Niger, and other places, in West Africa. I believe Chad also was in that too. And Russia had cut off, or Russia didn't re-sign that grain deal with that grain deal that they had with Ukraine, I want to say it was, which was going to affect them different African nations, because they received grain from that. But you know what? Russia said, look, hey, we got y'all. We're going to go ahead and supply grain to all y'all. So all these different nations that were once receiving foreign aid from America, they can now get that from Russia without having to compromise their ideologies, compromise their morals, right? Laying in bed with America. And how do they compromise their morals? By letting America spread their ideologies into their country. Whether it's a house rep going to America and spreading their bullshit. American troops, NATO troops going there, spreading their bullshit. Missionaries, essentially the same thing that they did in slavery. The same exact thing they did to us in slavery, right? Because when the Spanish and the French came to America and conquered it, colonized it, not only did you have the murderers, but they also sent like priests, missionaries, and shit like that, while we were getting our ass whipped, getting lynched, getting our heads cut off. You had the Catholic priests. You had the Catholic priest standing right there with a damn cross in his hand, spreading Christianity to our people. And that's how our people got down with being a Catholic, being a Christian, etc. So that's the same exact thing that Esau would do to these other countries. Hey man, why do you think the Haitian president got his ass killed? Who do you think did that? Why do you think Haitian, or not Haitian, Haiti? Of course, it was prophecy, of course, right? But carnally speaking, the carnal reason, why do you think Haiti is the poorest country on the Western Hemisphere? That's because they don't want American shit. They don't want to accept American ideology. That's why to this day, them Haitians, the tribe of Levi, they're still over there killing homos. But take a look at Jamaica. Jamaica sold out, man. Jamaica sold out. And you had different reggae artists coming out talking about that. Jamaica sold out. The prime minister of Jamaica sold out to America. he laid in bed with America to receive aid. That's why in Jamaica you can't kill no damn Bati boy no more. And them damn homos down there is walking around like shit is sweet. Why? Because they touch them, that aid is gone. But you take a look at Haiti, man, Haiti, one of the reasons why, because there are plenty of reasons why, you know, because the French in America is a damn thief. Or that's why that place is such a damn shithole down there. Right? And the people over there are eating mud cakes and suffering greatly. Right? But another reason why is because they refused to get down with American ideology. That's why. That's another reason why. So Obadiah, verse 7 in the NOT, it says all your allies will turn against you. See that? All America's allies will turn against them. All right. People like Turkey, people like Poland. All right. People like Hungary. The French. The French. All right. The French. You had Macron. He openly came out stating that he want to get with the BRICS. He openly came out and said that. Right? China, which China was a huge trading partner to America. Now they're enemies. So it says, all your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you, and you won't even know about it. See that? Your trusted friends will even set a trap. So Esau's closest friends, so-called, will even set snares and traps to destroy this place. Why? Because they're going to click up with the Russians on the Chinese, and they're going to come together. They're going to figure out a plot, a scheme, a play on how they're going to bring this place down. Go ahead and grab Revelation 17. Now, Revelation chapter 17 and verse 16. It says, the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, which are the 10 horns represents an EU. Right? There were 12 original founding EU members, right? Which that's what the internet says, right? But and the prophecy says 10 horns. Now, who's right? Of course, the Bible is right, correct? But the reason why it says 12 when you look it up is because 4 of those nations were actually operating as one nation, like Ireland and UK. There goes 1, so there goes 11. Spain and Portugal were also operating as 1. So there goes the 10 horns right there, right? And you can easily look this up on a map, man. You can go ahead and look at the ancient Roman Empire map and take a look at a modern day map of Europe. You will see the UK and Ireland is literally connected to each other, just like how Guatemala and Mexico is connected to each other, right? Is right next to each other. Literally, the UK and Ireland is right next to each other. Same thing applies with Spain and Portugal, literally connected right to each other. You see that? So it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, which the whore is talking about Babylon the Great, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, and that's going into thermonuclear destruction. So back to Obadiah, and I'm gonna read verse 7 again in the King James. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. And again, the people that ate the bread is talking about foreign aid. All right, the aid that America was providing or giving to these other nations. So they went ahead and received that aid, and then they're going to turn on America, which shows you how much of a disdain that you must have for a nation to do that. You know, here it is, they help you out and stuff like that, but you're going to turn on them. But that hope came with the price, though, or a catch. Yeah, sure, and we can help you out, but there's a catch to it. What's the catch? Oh, well, yeah, you have to allow homosexuals in your land. All right, women rights, women freedom. Yeah, that also has to happen. You have to allow LGBTQ marriage, etc. Man, all types of bullshit. Oh yeah, you got to allow a McDonald's over here, Burger King, KFC, right? Because now you see a lot of those are being spread over there in these different countries, right? KFC, McDonald's, Burger King, right? You have a lot of those now, everywhere, all across the world now. And we know that these different fast food chains started where? Over here in America. Showing you that America has to be Babylon the Great and not no damn Vatican City. Because the Vatican ain't influencing a damn thing. The Vatican. Because you have some people say that the Vatican is Babylon. Well, guess what? The Bible talks about Babylon influencing the whole world. What influence does the Vatican have? They don't have no influence. Or you have some people say that Saudi Arabia is Babylon. Saudi Arabia ain't influencing a damn thing. What the hell is Saudi Arabia influencing? Nothing. Saudi Arabia is irrelevant. Now they have oil, but oil is not influencing shit. So you have to make it make sense. So verse 8, Obadiah verse 8, it says, shall I not in that day save Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that everyone of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. See, that's what everyone of the Edomites are going to be cut off by slaughter. Every single Edomite is going to be cut off. Right then it says, O Teman, which Alexander the Great, as the world knows him as Alexander the Great, or Alexander the Third. Out of his own mouth, he said that he descended from the Temenos dynasty, the Temenist dynasty, which Teman is a grandson of Esau, and Alexander was a so-called Caucasian man. He was a Greek, right? So if he said that he descends from the Temenos dynasty, and he's a Caucasian man, what does that tell you then? Alexander the Great is an Edomite, and he's a Caucasian. So Caucasians have to be what? Edomites. Simple. If he said that he descends from the Temenos dynasty, Temenos simply means Teman, and he's Caucasian, what does that tell you? That Caucasians are Edomites. The Greeks were Edomites, or are Edomites. That's what that tells you. So verse 10, and it's going to tell you why that Esau is going to be cut off by slaughter. Verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. See that for the violence of the Israelites. Verse 11, and the day that thou stoodest on the other side, and the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was one of them. What is this talking about? Now, this already happened. Now, you will have a lot of Hebrew Israelites, right? They think that the whole book of Obadiah is future prophecy. Some parts of Obadiah is history, and that's what I just read. Right? When foreigners came into our land and took took captives our forces. What is that talking about? What is that talking about? That's talking about when the Babylonians, led by King Nebuchadnezzar, came into Jerusalem, went inside our temple, and took our holy things. That is what that's referring to. Right? Let me go ahead and get Daniel. And you had Esau, instead of helping us out, being our brother, he was in on it, right? That's why we read in Psalms 137, right? It talks about remember, O Lord, the day of Jerusalem. You had Edom, and I'm going to get it, but I'm just roughly paraphrasing it right now. You had Edom in the background saying, raise it, which when you read it in a NLT, they were essentially chanting on our destruction. They were chanting on our enslavement by the Babylonians, right? They were there in the background co-signing it. And then you had Israelites that were trying to escape the hand of the Babylonians. You had Esau there catching us and bringing us back to the Babylonians so that we can get put in slavery and slaughtered. And then the Edomites went ahead and occupied our lands while we were being taken into slavery, which I'm going to go ahead and get all that. I'm going to go ahead and get all of that. So this is Daniel chapter 1 and 1. It says, in the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, into Jerusalem and besieged it. And Yahweh gave Jehoiakim, watch this now, and Yahweh gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand, with part of the vessels of the house of the Most High, which he carried into the land of Shinar, to the house of his God. And he brought the vessels into the treasure of his God. You see that? So they went into our temple and took away the vessels of gold, silver, etc. Matter of fact, let's go to Daniel chapter 5. Because in Daniel chapter 5, that was the destruction of the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Right? How they got destroyed was they was having a party. There was partying. And then you had the Medes and Persians came and destroyed them. Quick too. Quick and easy. Right? But they were partying using our golden cups. Right? Our silver cups, utensils, plates, all those things. This is Daniel chapter 5 and verse. Daniel chapter 5. Let's see here. Daniel 5, and I'm gonna start at verse. Let's see where I'm gonna start at. Verse 1. It says, Daniel 5:1. It says, Belshazzar, the king, made a great feast to 1,000 of his lords, and drank wine before the 1,000. It says, Belshazzar, whilst he tasted the wine, commanded to bring the golden and silver vessels which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple, which was in Jerusalem, that the king and his princes and his wives and his concubines might drink therein. See? So that's what it's talking about. Talking about in Obadiah, when the strangers came in to our land and took away captive the forces thereof, which forces means wealth. So this is what it's talking about. Verse 3. It says, Then they brought the golden vessels that were taken out of the temple of the house of the Most High, which was at Jerusalem, and the king and his princes and his wives and his concubines drank in them. They drank wine and praised the gods of gold and of silver, of brass, of iron, of wood, and of stone. See that? So they went ahead and took our golden and silver vessels, put it through their nasty ass mouths. Babylonians, nasty ass concubines was drinking of it, drinking from it, eating of it. And that's why all these nations have to pay. All these nations have to pay for that, man. And through the Spirit, right? That's the temple that Solomon built. So in the Babylonians, man, y'all got a hefty ass tab to pay, because we already know who Solomon is, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai. So that was Yahweh Shai temple that you done went in and you took away and you took away all the forces thereof. Yahweh Shai's going to jack your asses up. So verse 11 again. I'm reading the King James. It says, "In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, and the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and even cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was one of them. Resolve, but thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, and the day that he became a stranger," showing you that Israelites can be called strangers, right? It says, "Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress." Now, let's go to Psalms 137. As it says, "Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction." So now let's grab Psalms 137, because now that's what that's talking about. This is Psalms chapter 137. This is Psalm chapter 137 and verse 7. It says, "Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom, and the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof." And that's what the Book of Obadiah is referring to. When the Babylonians came and destroyed our temple, you had the Edomites. On the other side cheering it. Yeah. Bring it down. Because as I was saying earlier, Esau is a natural born hater. He's mad because ultimately Esau wants our land, right? So let's read it in the NLT. Psalms 137 and verse 7 in the NLT. It says, "O Yahweh, remember what the Edomites did on the day the armies of Babylon captured Jerusalem. Destroy it," they yelled. "Level it to the ground." See that? Destroy it. So they were back there cheering on our downfall. And that's why the Most High said he's going to have to get them back, because they were there cheering it on, right? But here it is, when Esau comes up here to the camp, what's the first thing Esau want to say? "Oh, we're all brothers, right? Love. Hey, man, and forget all of that. Where was that during the time when the Babylonians came and destroyed our temple? You ain't help us out then. All right, you wasn't saying love then. All right, let's go ahead and read that in NLT. Obadiah, verse 10 in the NLT. It says, "Because of the violence you did to your close relatives in Israel, you will be filled with shame and destroyed forever. When they were invaded, you stood aloof, refusing to help them." See that? So when we were invaded by the Babylonians, they just stood there, watch. Yeah, get them niggas. It says, foreign invaders carried off their wealth and cast lots to divide up Jerusalem. But you acted like one of Israel's enemies. You should not have gloated when they exile your relatives to distant lands. You should not have rejoiced when the people of Judah suffered such misfortune. You should have not have spoken arrogantly in that terrible time of trouble. Verse 13, "You should not have plundered the land of Israel when they were suffering such calamity. You should not have gloated over their destruction when they were suffering such calamity. You should not have seized their wealth when they were suffering such calamity. You should not have stood at the crossroads, killing those who tried to escape. You should not have captured the survivors and handed them over in their time of trouble. See, that's what Esau was doing the whole entire time. Right, when we were going through when we were going through it with the Babylonians, they were there being our enemies. Right, they plundered our land. Right, they were killing us that was trying to escape, or they were capturing us and handing us back over to the Babylonians so that we can go in slavery. So Esau has a hefty tab to pay. So now let's grab Ezekiel 36 and verse 5. Ezekiel 36 and verse 5, which this is talking about today as well. Right? We can apply this to today, but this also happened in the ancient world too. Ezekiel 36 and verse 5. It says, "Therefore, thus saith Yahweh power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey." And that's what they did while we were being put in slavery, right? Because obviously we're in slavery, we're not occupying our land, right? So our land was essentially free game. Our land was free game for Esau until we got back in the land, right? Because it was a decree by Cyrus, I want to say it was, which I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. It was a decree by Cyrus, right? That Esau had to give up, had to leave our land. This is First Ezra. All right, so this was when we returned and was building up our temple, right? First Ezra chapter 4. First Ezra chapter 4, and yeah, I'm gonna start at verse 43. It says, "Then said unto the king, Remember thy vow which thou hast vowed to build Jerusalem in the day when thou camest to thy kingdom, and to send away all the vessels that were taken away out of Jerusalem, which Cyrus set apart when he vowed to destroy Babylon, and to send them again thither." Verse 45, watch this. "Thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldeans." See that? So while we was being taken into slavery under the hand of the Babylonians, and they were going into our temple and taking away our wealth, our forces, Esau burned it down. Esau burned down our temple. See that? So those were the ones that actually burned. So they helped. So they helped the Babylonians in destroying us. All right. So now jumping down to verse 49, it says, "Moreover, he wrote for all the Jews that went out of his realm up into Jewry, concerning their freedom, that no officer, no ruler, no lieutenant, nor treasurer should forcibly enter into their doors." Why is this? Verse 50. "And that all the country which they hold should be free, without tribute, and that the Edomites should give over the villages of the Jews, which then they held." You see that? So the Edomites were living in our villages during the time of us being in slavery under the Babylonians. But it's, we were slaves under the Babylonians for about like 70 years, I want to say. 70 years. So they had 70 years of, debauchery in our land. Just like now. Just like now, man. They're in our land doing a whole bunch of wickedness. So back to Obadiah and verse 14 now. Well, I read that. So now jumping down to verse 15. It says, for the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. Yeah, he's talking about the Heavenly Father reaping vengeance on all the heathen, right? All the nations, right? Which shows you that God can't love everybody, right? There's going to be a Gentile salvation in the kingdom, right? The kingdom is going to be it's going to be full of a multi-ethnic, or be comprised of a multi-ethnic church, right? That's out. And the Heavenly Father said, what the heathens had done to us, that he would do unto them. So there is no salvation in that. Sorry. Verse 16, it says, for as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. Now, what are they going to drink? They're going to drink the wrath of the Most High, right? Because that's what that drink is. All right, ain't talking about a bottle of Douce. All right, it's talking about destruction. It's talking about wrath. Go ahead and grab that. This is Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 25 and 15. For thus saith Yahweh, power of Israel, unto me, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it. And they shall drink and be moved and be mad, because of the sword that I will send among them. See that? So that's what the wine cup is filled with. The wine cup is filled with fury. It's filled with wrath. So back to Obadiah, verse 17. It says, but deliverance, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. See that? In the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. See that? So the Israelites are gonna possess what these other nations have, right? Which goes into Micah 4 verse 13, which talk about us hitting licks on these other nations. Us taking their wealth unto us. Let me go ahead and get it. Just go on ahead and get it. This is the book of Micah. Micah, that's a very great book. It's Micah 4 and 13. It says, arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thy horn iron, and I will make thy hooves brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their gain unto Yahweh, and their substance unto the power of the whole earth. Man, let me grab it. It's better. It hit harder. It hit harder in the NLT. Micah 4 and verse 13 in the NLT, it says, rise up and crush the nations, O Jerusalem, says Yahweh, for I will give you iron horns and bronze hooves, so you can trample many nations to pieces. You will present their stolen riches to Yahweh, their wealth to the power of the whole earth. See that? So we're gonna go ahead and hit a lick, just like what we did in ancient Egypt. When we borrowed of the Egyptians, gold, silver, whatnot. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go around. We're gonna take everybody's things. Well, really, because the world was made for our sakes. It's ours anyway. We're just taking back what's rightfully ours. So back to Obadiah, verse 18 now. It says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh has spoken. You see that? So you're going to have collectively the southern kingdom and northern kingdom going to come together to devour Esau, which cuts what these Christian scholars say when they say that Esau has been done away with during the Maccabean period. Because nowhere do you read. Well, first of all, guys like Vocab Malone are freaking hypocrites, man. Because you say that the Apocrypha is not canon. The Apocrypha is not divinely inspired, but you're going to use the Maccabean period as a source to prove that the Edomites are done away with, but shows you that they pick and choose what they want to believe, whatever fits their narrative that they want to push. You don't believe that the Apocrypha is divinely inspired. It shouldn't be a part of the Bible. You condemn us for using the Apocrypha, but then again, you're going to use a book in the Apocrypha to prove your point. Hypocrite. Goddamn hypocrite, man. Right? But anyway, during the Hasmonean dynasty, the Northern Kingdom wasn't present. Now, of course, you had a remnant there, but it wasn't enough to reckon them during that time. All right, so that didn't happen then. This is future prophecy. All right, verse 19. And they of the south shall possess the Mount Esau. They of the south is talking about Judah. Right? They of the south, that's talking about Judah. So it says that they're going to possess Mount Edom. So Esau's land is going to be given to Judah. It says, and they of the south shall possess the Mount Esau, and they of the plain of the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead, and the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even to Zarephath, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sephard, shall possess the cities of the south. So we're just going to possess everything. Verse 21, and saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the Mount Esau. See that? And saviors, plural, showing you that there's multiple saviors under Yahweh Shai, right? Which is dealing with the 144K, right? It says, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh's. Yeah, and that's the end of it. All right, so with that, I'm going to salute out Yahweh Tazah, you brothers and sisters who edified, those that remain on the live. All praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, Shalom, and death to America.